So by the time I'm recording this, we have people in 5 different countries. So here in the US, Portugal, Spain, Argentina, and Brazil. We have a producer in one country, a creative director in another country. I'm in another country, and then we have designers and creatives in another country. And of course, just talk about like the core team, the full-time people that work at Moe, they help us to deliver everything that we deliver. If we count for freelancers, those numbers are way crazier. First of all, we should say, okay, we are remote before it was cool. We are remote before everyone had to adapt. One of the things that we discovered on that, when we understood, is that it's less about the amount of hours people are checking in, but it's more about like what is being delivered. And if you have a team that you can trust and you get people that are good, they're committed, they know what they're doing, things just become easier. It's more about like just make people accountable. And this works great, like no matter the time zone. Of course, for some companies, they like to have the control, but we don't feel like this is the way to actually do creative work, right? Especially about like respecting people's time. The people that, they just work better in the evenings, the people that work better in the morning. We see that this scenario, this structure for operation in the company, this allows people to work at the best time, manage other things in life besides work. We also learn a lot about the power of trusting people and get everyone engaged and sure about where we're going and which role they're playing in this place, and how we can provide them with the environment, the work environment, to allow them to do the best work. The hardest part of all this is like building the sense of belonging and get people to feel they're a part of the company, a part of this thing you're creating. And also building the culture. This is not something that is easy. So the more present we can be, the better it is for the remote work, which is kind of counterintuitive at first, but it has a reason, right? Those connections are important. So after the pandemic, when we were able to travel and get everyone together in the same place, we did this. We did this in Barcelona 2022, and this was amazing. This was like seeing many of our team members in person for the first time. And what was more magical about that was how people just bonded so fast, so easily, because of course we had like 1-2 years of working together remotely, but it's a different feeling. So for us, like finding opportunities, finding ways to get the team together in person, having those experiences, like those little moments of just being together, it plays a big role on building the culture of the company. And the thing is, of course, you can just say, well, but if you had like a physical space, you just get people there and you have this experience. But it's different, because at the same time that we need this contact, the human touch, to be in person and all this, we also believe that everyone has their own lives. They have their families, they have like the place they like, the friends and all this. And for us, like being physically attached to a geographic location, we just tear this apart, tear this down for us and for other people as well. It would be impossible to get those many incredibly talented people working together if it was not for the structure that we built here to allow them to do the work without having to move places and cities. They could stay closer to their family, friends, or just stay wherever they want to be. We're in the creative industry, and the whole idea of getting everyone in a closed space and ask them, be creative, do your thing. I think it's a little ludicrous. We need to give the creative people the resources and the space to be creative, and inspiration and creativity comes, the way I see it, of course, it comes from also being surrounded about the things you love. So allowing the space for creativity to rise, for people to just grow where they want to grow. I feel like it's one of the reasons why we managed to get this structure to make it work, and to get also people that is engaged, motivated, and is every day just creating even more and more and more amazing work.